Good morning, everyone. Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. Oh, my closet door's open. Oh well, you get to see all the stuff this morning. Fresh out of bed, still in my rubber ducky, hat over bed head, but I wanted to get this video published. So, coffee in hand, getting ready to do yoga. This is a fun project, building a book around a shrine that I took an online class with Kelli May-Krenz. I left her contact information at the end of this video. I would like to do a shout out for some happy mail from Shelley and Kim and Pam for her contribution, and orders for traveling collage kits and stencils and Frida masks to those people that have placed those orders. So thank you so much for all of your support. All is well here, and thank you for joining me, and let's have fun and see you on the table. Here's our delicious project for today. I made a journal. This is a shrine that I made. I took an online class with Kelli Krenz, made this shrine. Decided to make a Frida book with it. The closure's not quite dry yet. See if I can open it for you. Three-hole binding. Beautiful shrine. Pages in the journal, just a simple three-page or a three-hole binding. Yep, very fun. I'm going to leave the pages blank for the new owner, and they can put whatever they want on those pages. Thank you for joining me. Good morning, dark o'clock. I have no business being on the table, but that is where I'm going anyway. So this is a shrine that I made, a beaded shrine. I took an online class with Kelli Krenz. Beautiful. And I'm going to create a book with the shrine on the front of the book, or at least that is my intention. I'm going to put Frida inside the shrine with a piece of acetate. Just gorgeous. So, yeah. Let's get together and play for a little while, okay? I have some yummy textured paper. This may have come from Margaret. Did I get it from you, Margaret? And I have a fragile book here that I'm going to play with. I'm going to cover this with Mod Podge, and then I'm going to press this down best I can. I'll put my rice bag on that and create the cover. I know this is going to take a little while to dry, so I'm going to start this first and then play with the other things. I'll go ahead and cut that down to size. It's a little bit large, so I'll cut it down to size and then glue that yummy paper on my book. Alright, I have a generous amount of Mod Podge on the back. I'm going to place this on the paper. I'm going to put my clamps around it, hold it in place, and then put my rice bag in the center until it dries. While that is drying, I'll bring in my shrine and trace that. And I'll cut it out just a little bit smaller. That's just a thin piece of cardboard. I'm going to glue Frida down. Bring in some tacky glue, put that around the edge. tacky glue around the edge here and place down my shrine. Beautiful. A little glary, sorry. Tacky glue on the thin cardboard. Place my shrine down. I don't have another rice bag, so I am going to sit on it the good old-fashioned way. Sit on it until, sit on her, sorry Frida, until it dries in place. Alright, this book is very fragile around its spine, so I'm bringing in my brown gaffer tape and I'm going to reinforce the spine with the gaffer tape. Alright, I have the gaffer tape along the spine. I'm going to go ahead and continue to glue this paper on the cover of the book. I'm going to trace my shrine again and cut that out. So I've cut that out, and I'm just going to rip some pieces of that cardboard in some organic shapes. Okay, you know the cover's not dry, but that's okay. I'm going to put this down, a few pieces of the torn cardboard. Bring in my brick stencil, lay it on top. This is going to be a bit of a challenge because the paper is so textured, but I'm up for it. Bring in my texture paste, and to the best of my ability, I am going to put texture paste on this book cover. Alright, I have the texture paste on the stencil. Let's remove that. And go wash your stencil. I'm going to dilute some ochre and paint the bricks. I'd like it kind of blotchy, not too perfect. Bring in a paper towel. Blot it just a little bit so it's more of an organic look, and we will let that dry. And a little bit of vintage photo, grunge it up a little bit. I have the ochre paint on the bricks. I brought in carved pumpkin distress oxide. I brought in vintage photo, and then I brought in the black soot. Just kind of blended everything around, give it a nice grungy look. That's beautiful. Alright, I am going to bring in the tacky glue, put tacky glue on here, set that down on the book cover, put my rice bag on it, let it dry. Good morning, dark o'clock, coffee in hand. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm going to bring in a little bit of fired brick, a lot of red going on here. So we'll just bring a little bit of red in on the bricks. Beautiful. Alright, I'm going to bring in 3 signatures. I like odd signatures so that when you open the book, if it's an even number, they just kind of flop to the side. So I like an odd number, so I'm going to bring in 3 signatures. Draw a line around the center of the spine, usually not too picky. And 1 line on each side. Bring in a signature and figure out where it would be fun to have 3 holes. I don't want the holes in alignment with each other, so I'll go back in and readjust where the holes are going to be. Bring this up here. Mark on the signature where those holes are. Bring in my crocodile on the small hole and punch holes in the spine. Holes are done in the spine. I'll clip my pages together, bring my crocodile in, and make holes in the signatures. I've measured a piece of twine 3 times, 1, 2, and 3. Now we've done the 3-hole binding several times before, so I start on the outside and go in. I'm using a rough twine to kind of go along with the adobe wall. In through the center hole, out through the top, down through the bottom, back out through the center. Tighten everything up well. Make sure you have some string on either side of your binding. That's what holds it in place. You can add beads and things like that to this, all these strings, which is lovely. I love for my books to have closure so that when people write in them, they can close them. So I'm going to bring back a piece, isn't this yummy? I'm going to bring back a piece of the texture paper and glue that in the back. Take some Velcro, sticky Velcro. Put that on the front. And then that gives lots of room for expansion inside the book. So it has a nice closure. Very, very fun. All right, your turn. Go create, go play, go have fun. And thank you, Kelly, for teaching me how to do the shrine.